once Vite is stable, then startup times will be a thing of the past. Really? That would be nice. All the startup times. And it's funny because we yell at Cargo and like Rust for being slow in startup times, and web startup times have just creeped on up into like even longer. So it's a little bit crazy. So many npm package module npm packages. Yeah. All right, so we are going to add the card to the discard pile once we've discarded. I think this is going to be in a room. So we've now got this discarded card right here. We removed it from the player and we've taken ownership of it. So what I'm thinking we want is we have a draw deck. We have all the players, their hands. We're going to also want a discard deck, which I think is going to be the exact same thing. Well, look at this. Thank you, Copilot. A discard deck with a Vec of cards. So then back down here and discard card. Let's push this in here. So we're going to do self.discard deck. Discard card, no. Self.discard deck dot push the discarded card. Okay, so that means that what that is, we set the card for what that discarded card is. Okay, so perfect. And then we can broadcast to the room that this player has discarded this specific card. Okay, awesome. We have some errors. Because we actually need a discard deck. Oh yes, that would probably be helpful. And then put that right here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now no more errors. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this again. So what we should be able to see is some messages happening when we create and join a room. Okay, so you're seven, 6, 5, 7. Okay, so we'll each take these 2 cards. I'll discard the jack. So it disappears here. And then we both see that this player discarded the jack of spades. Okay, so I can do it again. We can't see what this one is. It's the 5. So you see that this player discarded the 5 of clubs. Okay, perfect. So then what we want to do is for each player that discards a card, we're going to want to make that disappear up here. Is there like a to-do that we need to follow for this? If the card is never visible, should the other players know the card was removed? It's a good question, and I'm not sure what the answer should be. Because like, I know that some games, I'm trying to think of like what card games I played in which when you discard face down sometimes. a lot of the card games I've played, you discard face up. But I don't remember too many of those. Usually it's like a face up discard. But you're right, there's probably some games there. I think I'm going to start with this because I think it could be pretty easy for us to update this to go the other way. And then that way I'll get feedback to see whether or not, like, what games exactly are they trying to play? There's definite ones you can discard card face down, like poker. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, we could add that as a feature then. So then we need to spend 2 messages from the player then. 2 messages need to go to the player. Granted, your target audience wouldn't abuse that message anyways. It's true, they wouldn't even know that the message was there. Hi. Come on. But you are right. There might be, if you're playing like a oh, I can't remember the name of the poker game. So there's a non-Texas Hold'em poker game where you can request like extra cards back, right? So you get like 5 cards in your hand, and you can say like, give me 3 cards. So you give 3 cards and you get 3 cards. Those would be face down that you're giving. So what I would need to do is I'd need to send 2 messages. One to the player and one to everyone else. Okay. So in discard card, we have, so this is a message to all players. We would want to switch this around. So, okay, this would be a message to the player. You say just keep it the way that it is? Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more work. I think you're right. We're going to keep it the way it is. I think what we can do is have maybe a section for like potential changes. We can question your parents later if we find out they abuse it. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Add a game mode where the player can only draw cards and discard cards. I mean, I feel that there's a little bit of shade here from Copilot, because that's kind of what we got. That is the only game mode. Okay, so we want to add a feature to discard cards, but nobody else can see it. Bilby, come on. Hi. What? No? You don't want to come over here? Okay. I keep on letting my tea finish steeping, and I forget to actually like take out the tea bag. I just turn off the timer. Hi. Okay, so we're also sending the new discarded state to the clients, so that's something that's happening. Are you done? Okay. So this is also already done. We've added the card, the discard pile in the back end. Chantilly, hello, good morning. Oh yeah, I answered your other question, then I forgot to say good morning to you. I'm sorry. Let's see. Or no, you're saying hello to Sylvie. Oh, I get it. Okay, never mind. What? Sylvie? Hi. I don't know what he wants right now. Maybe to play, or maybe more. Maybe his like he wants just like a treat, or what I call his candy food that we won't give him during normal meals because it's not good for him. But high value treats for when we want to train him, or reward him for like something really good. Okay, so client should set this discarded state of the card. Okay, so this is like where we are right now. So when we receive this, we should remove the card from our hand. And it looks like right now, we are successfully doing this to our own card. So we are successfully removing it from our own hand. We are not doing that to the other deck cards. So let's go ahead and do that. So in index. So okay, if it's us, now if it's not us, if this is not us, then what we're gonna want to do is remove the basically find it from like another player. So find the other player that is, well, we know, okay, we can find the other player. So I don't think we need to map. I don't think we need to do all of this. That's a bit much. First state is find the card. No, find the player that we're interested in. So const player is going to be equal to state to other players to find other player. Okay. Then return player ID. Okay, so I think that's correct. So we found the other player, and then we can find the card inside of here. So for that card of other player.hand. Actually, I don't know if we can do this right here. I think we have to do this in a commit. So we're gonna go write that first. So in a mutations, we're gonna have remove card from other player hand, state and a card. And so we're gonna start with this. So state other players to find. Okay, so we find the other player to begin with. Oh, which means it can't just be card. We have to have card and player ID. So this would be player ID like that. Okay, so then we get the card. So we get the other player, and then we have to find the card in the other player. Okay, so we can essentially do a filter for this. So we can do const hand equal to other player dot hand. dot filter what were you? You were okay. So hand card. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay. Then we're going to take this hand card. So return hand card dot suit is not equal to the card dot suit and or it needs to be and. Those are the only two choices. So very close. Return hand card dot suit. Yes, because if it is equal to it, I don't want it. So basically, I want the rest equivalent of retain, which is really nice. I like retain, but we don't have that here. So we're gonna have a card.suit and card.value is not equal to card.value. Okay, so we got that. Now we have the new hand, and then we can do view set set. No, it's not gonna be as easy. We're gonna do player. That hand equals the hand, and then we're going to replace the other player. So which is not as easy as I was hoping that it would be here. Because I need, when I do this find like this, that unfortunately doesn't give me the index because I can't just like throw an enumerate on there. There's no like iterator type thing for me to do. So we're gonna have to do this ourselves with a for loop. So we can do a for in. So for that index in state to other players. Other player equals state other players index. It's close, but like that's not exactly what I want. So it's in state that's players. Like this is all correct. And then what I think I want to do is come down here and do a let other player that other player index. And then in here we can do our entire if. No, I don't want to do this. I think it's close though. Okay, so we can do other player equals state of the other player's index. So just set that in there. If the other player.id is equal to the player ID. Yes. Okay, I like this one. That's good. Now this gets replaced. So now we have the other player. We have the other player index. We could then go into this hand, we update the hand, and then we need to update. Okay, so then we're gonna do let other, I guess it could be a const again. State the other players equals state the other players. Okay, yes. And then we're going to do a view dot set state other players, yes. Oh, and let's see. Replace the hand, other players. Okay, so then in here, other players, other players of position, other player index equals other player. There we go. This is really messy, and I don't know if I like this, but I think it's gonna work. Okay, so then this is remove card from other player hand. So then what we need is we need the player ID and the card, which we have. So this is gonna be a commit. Remove card from other player hand. Oh, did I do this correctly? I don't know if I did. It is, oh, it is an object. Okay, so it's an object with a card. So we're gonna have the card here. Card is gonna be message data to card. And then the other thing is gonna be the player ID is the message. Okay, there we go. All right, let's find out if this works. Okay, so we both have 3 cards. I discard the 7. Does that disappear? It did not disappear. So we saw this, but nothing happened here. And if you discard, nothing happens. Okay. So this part worked just fine. This part did not work. Oh, I guess just to make sure, maybe it did work and like our view state didn't get updated for some reason. Let's double check Vuex here. For our other players, our hand is an array of 6. Oh. Well, that's not good. Each with like null for a suit in value. Okay. What did I do? Okay, so if we look at this, our other players... Oh yeah, they should be null because we can't see them. Aha, yeah. Okay, so we have 2. We have 2 cards in here. Now, I discard a card. It updates state. We see remove card from... Okay, so we ran the mutation, remove card from other player hand. It's the Ace of Diamonds. But we still have these 2 things in here. Oh, because we might not be able to see it. We might not be able to see it. C3PO is getting down in the song. It does feel like that, doesn't it? Okay. So we have two things happening here. Remove card from other player hand, and then I guess like remove. This could be like a remove visible. But I don't know if that's right. What I want to do here is if the hand is still the same size, then we can't see it. So this is like maybe a little bit of hack, but wait, what were you gonna do? If hand.length is 0, no. If hand.length is equal to the other player dot hand dot length. Okay, so basically we didn't remove anything at all because there was nothing to remove. Then it's time for just remove one of the hands, right? So we can just do hand dot pop. It doesn't really matter. However, if it's this other thing, replace you. Oh, you know what? Then this happens no matter what. So hand up pop, remove that from there, and then continue on like normal. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so I remove. There we go. And we're slowly removing things, and you can remove stuff. Okay, so now we're able to remove all those. That's great. And then the final thing is to create a discard pile. So we don't have one right now. I think in the room, we're going to want a discard pile, which is a pile of cards. So in room, in the other room, this is our draw deck. So I would imagine I would want something else here too. It's like, let's say if we take this card and throw you here, but I want a discard pile. So state here. Discard pile is going to be that. So wait, no, this is the hand. That's wrong then. Hold on. Here, oh, we have this deck. Okay, so we want essentially another deck. So we want discard. We want discard. So if I do a card, so we probably want like a discard pile here. So under components, we'll have discard pile, view. I have like a template. This is probably actually going to be very, very similar to the deck. To the point where I think that we should probably just update the deck to work the way we want it to here. Now here, the deck, what is the deck doing? Cards, if this deck exists, computed. Okay, so this is tied to the draw deck size. So this is a problem. We would want to like update this. So let's create a new component. I called this discard pile. I want to rename this to just maybe like card pile. and it's gonna be a deck. It's gonna be a discard pile. It's gonna be a pile of cards. And then we're gonna update this to not be aware of like the store or some of these other things. So for example, if deck exists, well, what we want is like the number of cards in the deck, right? But the number of cards in the deck, that should probably be like a properties that's passed in. So these components, let's add in some props. So should it just be the deck exists? Maybe. I'm thinking we actually want the number of cards to be passed in. So we can have like the cards, which is going to be an array. And we'll just display the last item in the array in here. Okay, so VF deck exists. So this is going to be or null. So you no longer need to be. Okay, this is now like the props. Okay, so return this dot cards dot length is greater than 0. I like to be explicit with this because even though, well, actually no, this converts into a boolean, so this is good. So that's deck exists. Now, if I just take this, if I don't do, oh no, there's probably going to be errors. But I was going to see if I could start using this. I want to, in the room, we're going to have this card pile, so let's bring that in. So from components, card palette, okay, that's good. Then we have, here's the deck. I'm gonna put you right next to you. Now, you should fail on us. Because this card is undefined. You should be yelling at me that I was I thought that I would yell at you about the type wasn't satisfied because it's essentially undefined instead of an array, which is unfortunate. Okay, so oh wait, it's not card. Where was I doing this work? Oh, I just started doing this in deck. Oh, no wonder. Well, I'm also okay with just doing this in deck. Okay, fine. We'll just do this in deck. I'll just delete you. That's deleted. Room. So we don't need that. We don't need that. So we're going to start by updating deck to work properly. So let's see, deck, we're going to have cards come in. So cards is going to have to be equal to, we're going to have a computed property to grab, is that true? A computed property to grab all of the cards from the store. So, I mean, I guess I could just do like store.state. Oh, we don't have them. There is no draw deck here. We have a draw deck size, but we don't have a draw deck. So I think that's what we have to do is we have to create like for discard or for like the draw pile. I don't know if it matters that much. Like, what if I just do that? Okay, so we have an empty deck of cards there. So that's probably fine. So back to you. Okay, so if the deck exists, now what if, okay, so this returns false for a deck exists. So that's false. Oh, it just won't display anything at all. I don't know if I need this. So if I do that, okay, so we have this. Okay, that's great. Then I handle clicking the deck, that's fine. Okay, then we have this card, display card. Okay, display card. This is gonna be, okay, so this one is gonna be if this dot cards dot length. Okay, so if you're greater than 0, actually if you're equal to 0, return the back. Otherwise, return nothing. We should not have. Oh wait, is greater than 0. It should be that. Okay, so we should have this because there's nothing. We're not passing any cards in. Okay, so otherwise return nothing. So I don't know if we need that. This is display whether or not to display anything. Okay. I guess we might want to display the front of it too when we get to the other side, but let's do that later. Now, right now we need actual cards, so we need something in there. We can cheat and just put in like an object, and I think this will make it. So now we see this. Okay. When we click it, it's fine. Card display card, and then we have an optional card count, which I think is also fine. The card count should be not this dot store to the deck size. This should be this dot cards dot. So then this is going to show 1. Then I really do want to set our draw deck size to be like 52. Okay, so I can't remember. There is a way to like set up arrays. Like, is it something like new array? And then, okay, so array length 52. Then can I like tell it what I want in it? And then items. So in this case, I want like suit, null, value, null, visible, false. Does that work? So if I do this and we look in view X in our, I called this draw deck size. That's incorrect. But draw deck size is an array of 2. I have one is 52 and the other thing is the object. That's not correct. I kind of want you to be so. I was hoping I could just have it repeated like this. Maybe there's another way to do it. MDN array. There's these that give me the constructors. Construct from array length. But that's none. Okay, so that's the normal way of creating an array. Okay, this creates new array like that. Oh, so I can't, okay, so I can't do that. There's no way to create, unless like there's something else in array, that prototype. But I don't see something like that. All right, so let's create a new and work backwards from here. So we're gonna have a draw deck instead of a draw deck size. So we're gonna start with just an empty array like this. So if we just do that, then you are just gonna be an empty array like that. So I want to like actually pass in this draw deck in room.view. So I want you to be store.state.draw deck. There we go, like that. Then we're gonna have a mutation for setting the draw deck. Maybe like reset draw deck. here just going to be that. Not exactly close, but here's where we're going to do a okay, so I think what we can do is a single line. It's going to be a little bit interesting. Const dec equals, we're going to do a new array. We don't have a drawDec size anymore, so we're just going to do 52 items. That gives us an array. So then we can now map over this array. And we're going to get a card. And then we want to return this card after we update it. So we're gonna have to multi-line this. We're gonna do card dot I guess we do want to do this. We want to do a return suit is null, value is null, and visible is false. Then we can do a view.set, drawDec is this deck. Okay. Yeah, I guess we don't need that card. Like, we don't care what's coming in because it's undefined after it's created this new array. Okay. So then here, oh, our drawDec is still an array of 0. We still have a drawDec size. Okay, so hold on. We have a drawDec is empty. I don't even see a drawDec size in here, so I don't know where it got that. Oh, it's probably being set by messages coming in and out. That's what's happening. Okay, we need to call this mutation probably from app when we launch. So this is reset drawDec. So in app, we need like a mounted. In mounted, we're gonna do a this dot store dot commit set drawDec. That's it. So reset drawDec, and now we have a drawDec which unfortunately has 52 cards, but they're all just undefined, which is not what I was wanting. I wanted to see them. Like, I guess it doesn't matter if they're undefined or not, but I wonder if this doesn't work the way I was expecting it to. I'm trying to return this thing for the map. Oh, does array not really return a new array? Do I need to do something like this? Const map that, and then we're going to return drawDec. No, okay, hold on. So you work, drawDec is now set here. Does this iterator not happen? I don't think that happens. Oh, that doesn't happen at all. Oh, okay. I was really hoping that that would work, but I guess not. So really, we're not going to be able to be like clever like that. We're just going to do a const I guess we can update the state one, and then we're gonna update you. Okay, so we're gonna do a for count equals 0. Okay, count is less than 52. Count plus plus. Then state.drawDeck.push. Yes, okay. But instead of push that, we're gonna push an actual. Hold on. State.deck push, and you're gonna be a suit is null, value is null, visible is false. Then we're going to replace you with state.drawDeck. Now we see drawDeck have this. Okay, so perfect. All right, so this is working as expected. I can still take cards. This is great. This is not reducing. So when we click on this, we're going to get the message back that we're drawing a card. So we're going to have the action to handle draw deck updated. So I don't want to commit. Okay, set draw deck size. Oh, then we have this like add card to other player. Okay, so we have this commit, set the draw deck size, and then we don't know what that is. Okay. There's also handle draw card. That's fine. So draw deck updated. So we're gonna do the new draw deck size. Okay, so this is set draw deck size. We no longer want to do quite like this. We need to just like remove a card. It's like when we set the draw deck size, we want to remove, like set the number of these things that are there. And actually, maybe what we want to do is just like instead of set draw deck size, this is just going to be remove card from draw deck. We don't have to have size at all. We're just going to do state dot draw deck. We pop one off. We're going to have our draw deck and state dot draw deck. Then down here, so this is now remove card from draw deck. So there. Handle draw deck updated, remove card from draw deck. Don't even need to pass anything in because we don't even know what they are. Somebody else gets that. Okay, so back to here. Okay, this is working appropriately. All right, so that's working appropriately. We can still show off these cards. That's maybe a problem. Although maybe not also, because you can still see what the card is. So that's cool. And we can still delete these. So that's good. Now, discard. We need a discard pile. So when we discard, we need to add a card to the discard pile. So we don't have anything like that in our state. We have a discard pile, so we need a card to card pile. So state and card. State the discard pile dot push the card. Okay, that's correct. Then we're gonna have discard. Okay, so handle discard card. We remove it from the player hand. Otherwise, we do this. No matter what happens, though, we want to then commit and then do that. Unknown mutation type, set draw deck size. Okay, so that happened. Index line 178. Oh, handle join room. Oh, okay. So here, set the draw deck size. We have a mutation for oh, we don't have this like okay, so we need to like maybe like sync the draw deck size. So like sync draw deck or maybe like set draw deck to size. So we have that. We're just going to have to set you to a certain length. I think it's just going to be a splice. Hello. Wait. Oh, okay. He came down here as soon as I went to go pet him or pick him up. He's like, okay, I'm going to run away. And then ran into a box. So that's cool. What we want to do is I think we can splice for the remaining of the deck. For everything else. So, because we have the size here of like what we actually want it to be. So we want to limit the array. So we're going to do a state dot draw deck dot, I want to say splice. Oh, we could do slice. We can do slice, and that gives us a start. It's the beginning index of the specified portion of the array. Actually, you know what we can do that's better is just, let's do a reset draw deck, but in here, we're gonna have like the number of cards. So, like card count. And then here, instead of 52, we're just going to make this card count. And then in app, when we reset draw deck, we reset you to 52. And in here, okay, so hold on. Reset draw deck. We don't need to do the other thing, which I removed. When we handle reset, we're going to have set draw deck and then to the new draw deck size. Okay, I think that's what we want to do. So let's try this again. $104. That's 52 times 2. Okay, so that's not right. What did you do? Did you just add to it in reset draw deck? Oh, we just push. So we want const draw deck. Okay, we want to reset you. And then this is just going to be draw deck like that. Okay. There we go, 52 there. So now if I take a bunch of cards and somebody else now joins, 95, 79. You now see 48. That's going down as appropriate. Okay, so this is all happening now, right? Okay, so I discard a couple cards, and we should be able to see in view X the discard pile has 3 cards in it, and we can see what they all are. Okay, so now we can go back to our room. We have our deck here, and we want another deck. So I want another deck. I don't want to like handle like a draw card or anything on it. Class is probably deck. I don't know about class, but cards is going to be equal to store.state.discard pile. Okay. And then I probably want something like face up, right? Like, here, we could do like face up. That means in deck, we'll have props for face up. Boolean. If face up, okay, so this is gonna be display card. Okay, so that if this dot face up, turn front. Oh, that's cool. Because you're nothing. Because you're an empty array. Oh, so like discard. So if display card. Okay, if you're greater than 0, return back. We should do this one first, right? If this dot cards dot length is equal to 0, then return, I think it's nothing. There we go. Okay, so we have nothing there. Take some cards, discard the cards. Okay. Then if this dot face up, okay, so we have face up, return front. Actually, it needs to be this thing. So components, room, this deck, card. Okay, display is still back for it. So we're passing in back for display. Why is that? We have this deck. Display card is back. Card count is 2. Face up is true. Okay, so for this deck, because cards at length is greater than 0. Okay, if cards at length is greater than 0, we kind of want to just do another one of these, don't we? So if this, okay, that's what we want to do. So we got that. Undefined of undefined. That's cool. So for this deck, face up a true. Okay, so cards is that. Display card front. What do you need card-wise? You need the value. Oh, you need the value? So you need the value and... which I think we have. So in this deck, we have the cards as an array. So, like we have the top value. It's going to be return this dot cards. Probably the most recent one, not 0. So return this dot cards. This dot cards dot length -1. Actually, you can just do this dot card count -1 dot value. Then we'll also have top suit. Return, okay, so suit. And then probably visibility too. Top visible. So all those things, so top value, top suit, and top visible. So then for this card, we want, so suit is going to be suit. We're going to have value. And visible is top visible. Okay. Okay, so now we've got a discard pile. So then let's come in here. You're an other. Now you don't see that, but so I take some and I discard these. Okay, so we all see the discard pile growing. Okay, so that's great. Now when I first log in, I need to see the discard pile. So that's going to be when I first log in and join the game, we need to also receive the full discard pile. And then essentially that'll be done, right? Because then we can take these, we can discard them, everything is great. Okay. So how am I going to solve that? In the back end, let's see, in index here, we see we have this handle join room, and we have like all of this data that's coming in. So one of them is going to have to be for like set the discard pile. So we have like add card is. We could also just loop through it and do add card to discard pile and like just set a bunch of those. That could be interesting too. I wonder if that would like you just see them just zooming up on top of each other. Okay, so this is gonna be. Let's go to main state on the back end. We're gonna handle join room here. Okay, so some room.join player. So we have message to player and message to everyone else. So we need for the message to now have like the full discard pile, which we have. So what do we want to do for that? We want to probably go to message. And in message data, we're going to add in like discard pile, which is going to be an option with a vec of card. Okay, I like that. Then in message data builder, hub function set discard pile itself. Discard pile is a vec of card. Okay, I like that. Self to data discard pile, some discard pile. Okay, let's do that. Then, oh, don't forget self. Then back to room. Gonna do set discard pile, and this is gonna have to be self dot discard deck. Okay, just that. You don't want to. Okay, let's clone it. Okay. This is, everything is fine. Then on the front end, we should receive that in the message. So let's create a discard pile. So there's 3 things in there. We should see when we join the room, we have a discard pile of 3 things. Okay, awesome. So we see all 3 of these things in here. in our index, we want to maybe like set discard pile. So set discard pile, state and the discard pile. Set. Yeah, it is that. So there we go. Then down here, if message data dot discard pile. So if we have you, set discard pile and then pass that in. Let's reset you. So 2 items in there. Six or 4. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, so what happened? Can't access properties. Suit. This at cards. This at card count -1 is undefined. So deck.view line 49. So I'm curious, like what's wrong here? Our discard pile is an array with 0 items in it. Okay. Now we got... Oh, it didn't seem to call that mutation. When we're sending this... discard underscore pile. Okay, so 2 items there. Hey, there we go. We have 2 items in here, and then we can continue on and start playing as is. Okay, so we have that working. We now see a discard pile. So initially I was like, I don't know if I like it to be different size cards because like the card sizes don't change in real life, but it also makes it like extremely clear that this is a different set of cards from here. I want a little bit of gap between them. Just a little bit of a gap. So in the other room, so we have this, okay, so section, so we have these, okay, so class deck. Let's also give you a class of deck. So we have we're not even using that class deck, but we can do deck. And we're gonna do let's do like a margin right of like 0.5 rem. So just a nice little pause between them. Okay. Now, if I wanted these to be exactly the same size, why am I not getting that? Like, why? I think in card, because we have these 2 here, so we have wait, is the back of the card a completely different size image than the front of the card? Oh, that would be weird. So let me say, like, instead of width 100%, what if I gave you like I don't know, like 50 pixels? No, you're not. Maybe the ratio is different? Oh, maybe your heights are different. Where is your height set? Your height is not set, which means I think the cards are different sizes from the back and the front. Oh, how that means the ratio is going to be different. Because now if I set the height at like, I don't know, 100 pixels. You're an SVG, aren't you? No? Wait. Do the back. Hold on, hold on. Where are you? What about you? You are an SVG. Okay, so the back of the card is an SVG. Oh, sorry, is a PNG. So we need to, and the front of the card is an SVG. Okay, that's our problem. So for the back of the card, I need to figure out what your size is. And then we need to figure out the ratio and then go off from there. We can do that if we go into our assets. Also, this may not matter. Like, maybe we can just do we can just set you to be width of like this is normal size. Mate, that's a little bit too big. So I think we had decided something like 45%. Or maybe like 15%. You're scoped. You shouldn't be updating everything else. Although I guess it's not going anywhere. It's like hitting all the images below it. So they all need to be set to be like the 100%. Oh, that's not fun. So this is the card. If I don't even have a width, what happens? You're really big. And then everywhere in front of me. Okay, so then, yeah, I should probably do something like width is like 1 rem. This will probably be fine for right now. We need in the room just to fix that top where we have like other. We have the name of the other player. So class Other name. Let's do a margin bottom of like 0.5 rem. That gives us that just a little bit. Okay. So I think this is working now. All right, so client should set. Okay, so then we have that, and as a player, we can now discard a card. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead. We have 444 warnings. Let's get rid of as many of those as we can. So we're not using you or you. So you're good. You're good. You are not good. So in room, it's because of all these CRs. We need to fix that. So nothing wrong in room. Okay. You're all happy. So, okay, in the back end, we can allowing players to discard card. And in the front end, players can now discard cards. They can see the cards that anyone has discarded. All right. Okay. It is 8:24. I don't think I have time to start a new feature from this. In the future, we're going to start working on collecting all the cards and reshuffling them. So design-wise, I'm thinking like we'll need some button somewhere that'll just be like, reset deck, like a new deck. And probably we might do something like 2 buttons, like one for reset, one for reset, one for button, something like that. I don't know. And I think that'll be it. And then we'll have quit the game and then fix the linting problems. And then I think, unless we find anything else, we'll like do a full test of it. And then I'll probably arrange a, then deployment. We need to deploy this. So, deploy app. So it's going to be deploy server to, thank you, CodePilot, for suggesting AWS, but a server, we haven't fully decided yet. See, deploy front end to, I'll just say like deploy server. Deploy server, deploy front end, and then we'll just have like a full testing period, and then I'll be able to do that. I know Microsoft's product is suggesting AWS. On top of that, that's Azure suggesting it because CodePilot is like running on Azure. So that's cool too. I'm sure there's some like one of those memes that we can create. All right, so I think that's good for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a morning.